Hi guys, welcome back to this beautiful channel. Thank you for your everyday support. Thank you for your likes and comments. I see them. Today we're going to be doing something different. So basically there's this channel on YouTube that I've been watching their content lately. Cruise channel. They invite people on their channel to talk about certain topics. Let's get right into the video.
Please step forward if you agree with the prompt. What an elder sees sitting down, a young man can't see standing on an iroko tree.
There's an adage in Yoruba that says, the amount of life an older person has lived is much more than what the younger person has lived, right? So that's the meaning of the adage. I feel like I will be in support of that adage than this, what an elder sees sitting down, a young man can't see standing on iroko tree.
There's no youth, except that youth wants to be playing with fire, that should argue this statement that what an elder sees, they will never see. I was once your age, and I'm glad you agree.
I feel like that adage talks more about experience. Because of how much years you've spent on earth, there are things that you've experienced firsthand.
Many things that is in the Bible or Quran and yet is experience of the past, the thing that other people, other generations, they put down to us. Had it been those books are not there, we could have been living like animals.
I wasn't saying it from that angle. What they experience in their days is different from what is happening right now. So sometimes the logic of the olden days cannot be added to these days. I'm not saying the logic of the olden days does not make sense. Experience.
That thing the elder is seeing sitting down, we will use drone and helicopter to see that same thing. Because I truly believe experience does not come with age. Anybody can have experience if you make action, you take moves. And I also believe experience goes both ways. Like can also be reversed. The elders can also learn from us. We can also teach you things. So I don't feel you should let your age make you arrogant.
I feel like he's missing something. Nobody says the younger people, the younger generation, or the Gen Zs can't teach older people stuff. Like 80% of them can't use the technology nowadays, right? So we are there to teach them.
Even the Bible says, those who are meek at heart, who have the heart of a child, will be the ones to enter the gate of heaven. Be humble enough to learn from us too. So
what do you want to teach us?
Hold on. We can't teach you anything, mommy. We teach you
Okay,
pet.
so let me take you up
give
on
me
that.
3 things.
Hold on.
No, let him give me 3 things.
No, let them
he
do their
wants to teach
talking.
us. Come on.
That's one of the examples of the arrogance of the older generations. They talk about respect so much, but they actually don't practice what they preach. Because why would you tell me I can't teach you anything? I feel respect should go both ways. She can also teach me something, yes, I agree. But she doesn't actually believe I can teach her something.
Some older people used to take a piss. I think I saw a tweet, or was it a story post on one influencer's page one day. She was talking about how one woman was rude to her on the bus, I think. I'm not sure, in the market. And a lot of times, some older generation, they are always very rude. Like they feel like, oh, because they are older than you, they can just do whatever. At this point that this guy just said, I agree with him. Even we, that we are Gen Zs, can we or do we allow a 10-year-old advise us about what we are wearing, whatever we are doing? If a 10-year-old come to me and be like, Auntie Tife, the clothes you're wearing is not nice, I'll be like,
we're not talking about your experience with what an elder sees, right? So you believe that there's something they know ahead or they've experienced ahead. And so you humble yourself, you creep to them and say, hey, daddy, blah, blah, blah. And they advise you. Why?
Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Did we argue that we can't learn from you? I beautifully said, you're so brilliant. You're so smart.
An elder is only an elder with his wealth of experience, and the experience is gotten over time, right? If the person is already maybe say 70 years old, he has spent 70 good years on earth, which means there are some things he probably experienced which may or may not apply to my situation, but it doesn't take away the fact that he has experienced them and they are valuable lessons for me to learn from them. Now, I just have to now use my discretion in knowing which one to accept.
Please step forward if you agree with the prompt. Respect, as demanded by the older generation, is overdone.
I feel like that is normal. It comes with age, right? We are all doing it nowadays. If you've not read one person, you've probably read like your younger sibling. I'm very, very sure you can't even deny that. You that you're looking at me. Maybe because I'm a Yoruba babe, I love respect. I love to respect my older ones, and I would love for my younger ones to respect me too. So basically,
someone driving a car, you know, when this person is passing will cause accidents, and because he's older than you, you will tell him, it's okay, sir. keep going, so that two of you will die together.
Mass older people often call respect. It's not really respect, it's just blind adoration. Not just you say jump and I say how high. That's not respect. It's not me, it's me just blindly following whatever the hell you say. Somebody asks you to do something and you say, oh, okay, but why? Or isn't it better if you do it some way? Like, oh, you're being disrespectful. I just asked you a question. How am I being disrespectful? That's a hypothetical situation, but it's something that's happened constantly over the time.
I don't know why I'm laughing. This girl, she's not wrong and she's not 100% right either. So when I was younger, right, I have a younger niece that I was raising while I was staying with my sister. She would say something like, I will be cooking, yeah, and she'll be like, I'll say, oh, Success, her name is Success. Bring that maybe a cube of Maggie. She said, if she answer me with why, I'll be like, are you okay? That point, I don't think you're 100% right because I'm very sure you've done it to your younger ones before. So do not complain.
They have a thing with tones, right? They have a thing with approach. They have a thing with how do you talk to me? It doesn't take away the space of respect. Yeah, I'll give you respect, honestly, but the moment you start to make me feel like I probably need to be carrying you on my head, or maybe say I probably need to give you the same respect that I give maybe say God.
Respect is a right. If you yourself will grow to become old, you need to respect an elder. It's their right, just as you have individual rights today. Please, because that person you're giving respect has also given respect to the elderly ones.
Are we respectful as Gen Zs? I'm asking. This girl said something like, she said, why are you trying to make me feel like I'm stupid? I just asked you a question. If your younger one said that to you, you will not feel okay about it. I'm older than you. I deserve to be respected.
Well, it's you and God that when we talk to you, you do not hear. You know you are disrespecting us, but because we know we are not going to lead you astray.
It just becomes a right. Just respect them, learn to walk. And that's why I said, you guys need to calm. Just learn to walk away. See them as grown babies.
You can't be questioning an older person, even if they are wrong or right. You can't question them. There are ways you put words sometimes, be like, mommy, but not immediately.
Modesty and morality are losing its values among the younger generation.
We are living our own tradition, our own culture, imbibing European way of life.
We're somewhere and a girl walked past us half naked. And one woman called her and said, could you adjust your skirt a bit? Let it just come down a bit because everything was showing.
This generation, we don't care what people say. We are selfish. Which is why we lack respect. There are older women that wear crazy jeans, that wear crazier outfits than younger people. If I go to meet an older person and say, ma, I should tell you when you're okay, the clothes you're wearing is indecent, they will probably slap me like, I've dressed a certain way. I'm not saying it's okay, I'm not encouraging it, but I've dressed some certain way and older people have met me on the round. They'll be like, I ain't got to when you're the fashion, it's okay, dear. And I'll be like, okay, ma. I might pull it up or do whatever they ask me to do in their presence, and behind them, I pull it down back if I like.
Because my Bible tells me that if you train a child the way he should go, when he grows up, he will not depart from it.
I pray that everybody giving birth right now, they will not give birth to a child that their mouth cannot control. And I pray that every parent out there will be able to control their child or their children. The truth is, these children, even if their parents are trying, some do not listen. I don't want to use myself as an example.
I feel like the Gen Zs have this unnecessary need to rebel. They just want to rebel against everything, every laid down rules, even to the point of gender.
Comes down to an end time era. I'm not trying to be too spiritual, but that's the strategy of the enemy to take out the youth.
Candid disagreeers, please step forward.
What people term morality these days is really just now who them catch outside the thief, right? It's not like all these things did not exist before. These things have been there. Did anybody know fellas dancers in the 70s? By any and all standards, they had raunchy dresses, right?
During fellas dancers era, whatever, they dress anyhow they like. But the truth is, people were also judging them back then.
Modesty and morality. I feel the definition changes with time and with generations.
I detest that sort of look, because it's just like you are posing like a lady or girl, which is not naturally endowed to men. Or maybe you are feeling inferior to what God gave you.
There is moderation in whatever you do. You should think about what you're going to meet, the person you're going to impact. And the person will now praise your maker and even praise the woman that brought you into the world.
I actually have my own morals, have my limits. I know my balance. And okay, this is where I draw the lines. No killing, no drugs, a lot of things. Like, I do have a line. The thing I just will
be exposed, be whoever you want, be arrived, be Gen Z, but have your own Gen Z with sense.
Things like, I do have a line. The thing I just wayward and will do anything and everything. That's not true. We actually have our own limits. It's just different from yours. So I do have a line.
You're all getting it wrong. And I want to believe that somewhere in here, you really know what we're talking about. Why didn't you wear something that all your boobs are showing?
Because I don't have.
Yeah, nice. You've got a short skirt, you know. Yeah, you're looking cool. You don't get to decide, right? Neither do I. But sometime soon, you're going to be a father. I have children. And sometimes there's a pain when I see certain things. Like you said, who's to make the choice? Even as parents, we will try. The problem is there's a wind out there. And I stand that it will take your generation to do the correction. It's going to get past us parents. You're going to look inwards and say, come on, this ain't right.
The older generation are the cause of the country's current problem.
I agree with that statement a whole lot. 20 years ago, Nigeria was a lot better than it is right now. And the same people that they handed Nigeria over to have refused to hand Nigeria over to someone else. I feel like your generation just looted us. Every bad thing that has happened in Nigeria now started from your generation. And I'm not ashamed to say that.
Gen Zs, they off me sometimes. I personally do not think so. And why? We are missing the point, which is the fact that the older generation were once young. Now I'm going to ask a question. If they put Gen Z with this mentality that we have, with this selfishness that we have, if they put us in that generation, how are we going to react? I feel like Gen Z, we used to think we like people, or we used to think we are not selfish. We actually are. Me, personally, I do not think the older generation are the cause of whatever happened. I feel like selfish people are the cause of whatever is happening in the country.
We've heard stories of our great leaders like Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, of the great things they did: free education, free water, good roads. Everything was new, everything was good. But over the years, this older generation ruined everything. Corruption, stealing. They call us Yahoo boys, but they're the ones that started with the theft. Even if you know a leader is bad, they still would not speak against that leader in the name of respect.
So just because older generations stole money, did this, loot money, embezzle money, blah, 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 does that give Gen Z right to be doing Yahoo? Is there no other job out there? So basically what you're saying is that this person is a very bad person. Oh, I'm going to be a bad person too.
You understand? And they will do all these things. They will go scot-free.
So basically, you want to do bad you want to do bad thing and go scot-free too. Is that what you mean?
For people who talk about morality a lot, Nigeria is not looking very moral right now at all. It's not looking like a product of morality. And this is ridiculous because a good chunk of them, not all, but like a good chunk of them should take responsibility to it. And I've foisted that responsibility to the younger ones. I said, well, you're the one here now, deal with it. How can we deal with it when you're handing us like a broken thing and telling us to fix it? We don't even know who broke it.
Can the disagreeers please step forward?
The Gen Zs are rebels. Then, when it comes to government, we are talking about what stopped the Gen Z, because you know they always appear like people that are very, very intelligent. Why can't they tweet among themselves, think about what to do to effect change in the nation?
Bros, let's say the truth. We Gen Zs are the worst. We are just, I feel like Gen Zs are hiding behind the fact that they are not there yet. I feel like that's what they are doing. The older generations are bad though, they spoil Nigeria, but we as the new generations, as the over smart, over intelligent, we don't even have one voice. And we are blaming older generation. If you don't want something, change it. How are we going to change it? this mouth that we have. We only have that mouth online. We blah blah blah, but we never take actions. If you are going to talk about, oh, they can still vote, they can see, my dear people, they are using Gen Z to steal the vote. Gen Z are the ones helping them to rob. It all has something to do with youth. These older people cannot commit crime without the help of youth.
You don't sit back in the house and complain about the government. I don't defend the government, yes.
What else are we supposed to do? When youths try to make a difference, they were shut down by, again, the older generation.
I'm not supporting the fact that whatever happened, being shut down by the older generation, but the older generation gave the command. The problem is that if one person decides to go against the government, this same age mate of the person that tried to go against the government will rise against them. We are our own enemy. We just don't know where to venture our anger to. That's why we need somebody to take the blame.
By, again, the older generation. And I know some of them will be like, it's not all of them. But if you have a crate of eggs and one egg is bad, but you don't know which egg is bad, how do you make the choice?
Exactly. Gen Zs, we have our fault. The older generation have their fault. So Gen Z should just stop blaming people. Let's just take action.
If actually this question is put this way, how did the problem of Nigeria start? Then I would have known where to start. But we are talking about generally, both in family and then the government, okay? Now, I am saying that the Gen Zs, knowing that they're too smart, they're very intelligent, because when it comes to creativity, they are there. Think about how to attack the common enemy the nation Nigeria is having. They could come out, okay, if we remember what happened during the past presidential election, just 4 people started it all. And you saw the boom about PSOB, you saw it all. All of us experienced it. So the same way, they could tweet among themselves.
I think you're forgetting the NSAS movement. I think you're forgetting that.
Yes, the NSAS, because some of them, at a point, they were not participating anymore. I was also amongst it, because if you look at me very well, you see that I am in between the boomers and the Gen Z. So I know what I'm talking about.
NSAS was a success.
Yes, it was a success, but
to
then...
a degree.
NSAS taken up by the youth was a success.
To a degree.
At least they were able to scrap
it was
SAS.
killed by the same... It was killed
no.
by your same
It
generation.
wasn't actually a success, because they did not end well. Because that's what I'm telling you, because they didn't know where to channel their intelligence.
No. Even the government acknowledged them.
Because,
you understand?
Let me tell you, NSAS is not... It is what is affecting Nigeria that the youth propagated, they carry forward. And even the elder one back them up.
Yes.
They don't sit down.
But that was your fight.
Yes,
that was actually your fight.
It's just like a protest.
No, their fight was against Yahoo.
I'm saying that fight was your fight.
And
it was not. Their claim is that they were searching them on the road, collecting their money and collecting.
Nobody among
I was also part of
even killing some of them.
Boomers. Nobody, even among the boomers, complain against what the youth are doing.
But you were the one that stopped it.
It is, look, you fought against this government like this. You don't call the boomers, because boomers are those people. You are calling both the people who supported you.
We are so praying
and those
for
people
you.
who are not supporting.
Yes. I was even in your list.
And it is
the government.
The people they killed were born by the boomers.
Okay. Because they are in the government does not separate them from boomers.
Let me just.
They are still the boomers. They are still boomers as well.
Please. Let me keep.
I feel like I've said this thing earlier, which is some people are bad, some people are good. The people that carried gun or did whatever they did at the NSAS protest were youths. You didn't see an old man. Our selfishness, the evil in our heart sometimes is what is the current problem of the country. It's not boomer or Gen Z problem. It is human being.
Please step forward if you agree with the prompt. Boomers would act as the current Gen Z if they were born in this time.
I support it. If Gen Zs were born in the olden days, they would act the same way, even worse, with this mentality. If the boomers were born in this generation, they would act the same way as us.
A lot of the factors that influence how we behave is really external factors, and some of them even come from they themselves. The way we dress, the way we talk, the way we behave. Obviously, it's how where we're born, the timeline we're born. So I believe they'll actually behave like us.
Every generation thinks the one after them is arrogant, willful, rebellious, And it's simply just breaking out of what was considered societal norms. Every single generation, you ask Gen X, they'll say, oh, boomers are so disrespectful. You ask boomers, Gen Z, millennials are so disrespectful. Ask millennials, oh, Gen Z are so disrespectful. It's literally just, it's circle of life. It's not like it's going to change anything.
I agree with that.
If they had as much information as we have right now, they would make similar decisions.
They didn't even have that much information in those days, bro.
They could know what every other country is practicing.
I totally disagree. I will not, because one, the Bible or the Quran that you read is there as a standard. None of us here would say he doesn't go to church or he doesn't go to the mosque.
Now I feel like we're bringing religion into this. If we are to bring religion into this, it's a different conversation entirely. If we bring religion into the conversation, Bible, Quran or whatever, then Gen Zs also have rights to say some stuff, because I feel like our parents don't read Bible when it comes to Baba. There's a Bible verse. I only know your rabbi, by the way. There's a Bible verse that say you parents don't provoke your children, but they don't read that place, right? So if you are to bring religion into this, parents will also see that they are not following the Bible. So basically, if you were us, you'd act this way, and if we were you, we'd act that same way you guys were acting.
To my family.
Have you heard of some civilizations in the Amazon forest that kill human beings, cannibals? Do you think those guys, they form their standard with the Bible? There's no Bible for them, there's no Quran for them, nothing. But they kill human beings.
That's what they know.
That's what they know.
That's what they know, right?
Are you going to say, are you going to call them bad, or are you going to say they should behave like you?
They are bad.
Would you call
we are
call
talking
them
about where we're living now.
Would you
in
call
this
them
nation,
good?
Nigeria? We're not talking about the forest now.
I feel like you're taking this like personally.
Would you expect those cannibals to behave like you?
Just hold on.
Are you now a cannibal?
No,
that's the problem the Gen Zs have. They think they have brain.
No, they do.
We meet all of you on our daily activities.
They do.
Either in the house
I'm not going to take
or
it
at
from
work.
them. They do.
And we always iron it out. They know.
Let me say this, please. There's this saying that two wrongs
don't make it right.
Never make it right. You guys should humble yourself.
I'm sorry, mommy, but you're acting the same way we've been talking about, like respect, basically. I feel like this is where we Gen Zs have issues with older generations. In everything these people have been saying, they did speak to the older ones with any form of disrespect. So it's really, really very painful that these Gen Z's children are complaining to the older ones that are here that they don't talk to them with respect. They see them like they don't have sense, and this mommy just proved it. Like, mommy, please, let's try to the older generation watching these videos, please, let's try to be considerate. Honestly, respect is reciprocal. Let's not lie. If you're not my dad, if you're not my mom, if I lack respect, I have no reason to respect you. People that lack respect don't have no reason to respect anybody aside their parent. Just because this mom is right doesn't mean those guys are wrong. If somebody writes 6 on this table, I'm looking at it from my own angle as 6. You are looking at it from your own angle as 9. Does that mean we are both wrong? No. They are speaking their own truth. You are speaking your own truth. You can't be telling them they don't have sense. Whether we are old or young, we should just put ourselves in that position of learning. If somebody said these exact words to me, how would I feel? These Gen Z guys have not in any way disrespect any of the older ones, which I really, really love about this video. Kudos to you guys. You guys are the best representative for Gen Zs, honestly. Mwah. And thank you. Kudos to the older ones. They are the best representative for the boomers. They really show us who the boomers are. If they bring the real Gen Zs, the boomers would have left this video by now. But
that guy, I'm not saying the rest are not grounded, but he seems to understand respect a lot. That's the truth. As intelligent as the others are, they're still in that race of they're fighting, they're rebelling. He's not. He's definitely not one of them.
We've come to the end of the video, guys. I really enjoy reacting to this, giving my own opinion, even though it doesn't matter anyways, but like I really enjoy this. Kudos to the channel crews. Y'all go subscribe to their channel and subscribe to mine. Like this video, drop a comment on any video or any channel you guys want me to react to or rate what they are doing or discuss about what they're doing. Let me know in the comments what is your own opinion about everything we said. What is your opinion about boomers and Gen Zs, African parents and Gen Zs, basically. Thank you all for joining. Love you. Mwah. Subscribe.